Hello, I am Majid 2006. Welcome to the channel What We Are Why. 23 obvious signs he loves you deeply even when he doesn't say it. When they literally can't shut up about you. Yeah, that's love, baby. He might not express his love verbally, but he might show signs that he is head over heels in love with you. It is pretty black and white if you ask us. When somebody truly loves you, you just know because they make you feel special in a way no one has ever done. Figuring out whether your crush likes you back is one thing. But trying to find out if the person you've caught major feelings for has fallen equally hard can be even more intense. Yes, we're talking about decoding whether they're in love with you. And, TBH, it's a big question. While we wish we could say it's an easy one to answer, figuring out whether that person you've been dating/hooking up with has caught the big time feels can be pretty complicated, unless of course they straight up tell you. In fact, just because your partner hasn't officially dropped the whole, "I love you" thing, it doesn't mean they're not experiencing all the feels. Bullock says it's entirely possible your partner could be feeling a deep love, even if they haven't said the famous 3 words, 8 letters yet. Maybe they've been hurt before, or simply just want to take things slow. Which is, of course, totally valid. This is where respecting boundaries is important. While speaking up about your feelings, especially the intense, romantic ones, might sound spooky, holding back or spending months waiting around wondering how your partner really feels probably isn't doing you, or your relationship, any favors. In order to stay grounded in each person's reality, there must be clear, honest, and direct communication about the feelings each person has for the other, Bullock explains. Once you read this list, you'll wonder why you didn't know it before. The signs are so obvious, and even if he doesn't know it yet, you'll know for sure that he has fallen deeply for you. I love you. This is the most dazzling statement you'll ever hear from your crush. In fact, these 3 words have the power to change your unpredicted destiny. Feeling overwhelmed? Well, don't rush and hold on. And while you don't want to read too much into your partner's actions, oftentimes they do speak louder than words. If you notice your partner doing any of the below things, there's a solid chance they're moving right along into definite love territory. 1. He keeps his promises. He is a man of his word. A man who respects and loves you will always keep his promises. Yes, he might forget some little details, but not the big ones that matter in the relationship. 2. They remember small details. Maybe when the holidays roll around they surprise you with the exact bag you mentioned literal months ago. Maybe they remember exactly what you were wearing on your first date. Or maybe they've memorized every detail of that funny story you told them once about that embarrassing thing you did on the bus in high school. The point is, someone who's paying attention to the little things is definitely falling in love. 3. They inadvertently do tasks and chores you hate. Okay, so some people just aren't big on gifts, and that's fine. It's a love language, after all. But if your partner is doing your dishes, taking your trash out, making your bed in the AM, or doing any sort of chore/necessity you would otherwise hate doing yourself, it's a pretty good sign they have the hots for you, says Alex. Now we don't mean they're scrubbing your entire apartment, but if so, yay. But checking off those pesky task items you despise, without you asking, is a good sign. 4. He initiates contact. If you notice an increase in the number of texts or calls, then that's great. This means he wants to hear your voice and enjoys having conversations with you. 5. He introduces you to his family. People who are serious about someone, they don't hide it from their friends and family. They only keep their relationship when they think that things won't work out in the near future. So, if your guy introduces you to his family and friends, he is definitely in love with you. 6. He wants more intimacy. We are not talking about sexual intimacy here. We're talking about the random pokes or never missing a chance to hug you. If he loves you, he will feel a constant need to hold your hand, kiss, or simply care for you. 7. You're part of their social media. Like it or not, social media is here to stay, and Bullock says if your partner involves you in their socials, whether that's posting about you, tagging you, or simply being chill about you looking over their shoulder when they scroll, it might show they're not afraid to take you public, she explains. While that doesn't mean they have to post about you non-stop, at least occasional social media interaction likely means they want the world to know you're an item, and they also have nothing to hide as far as illicit online relationships. 8. He supports your dreams. Love is that your partner supports you to follow the path you've chosen, rather than trying to create one for you. Otherwise, it can be hard choosing between the person you love and the thing you're meant to do. 9. He makes time for you. Everyone is busy and they can cancel plans all the time, but not with your man. He takes out time to be with you and see you, even if it's for a short period. 10. They talk about a future with you in it. We don't mean they've planned out your wedding, but when your partner mentions something like how cute your kids would be, or how they want to go backpacking with you next semester, Bullock explains that's a clear sign they can at least picture a future with you. The future is where people's dreams live, and including you in those dreams is a pretty sure sign they're in love with you, she says. 11. He doesn't judge you for your craziness. Sometimes women do act a bit crazy, some more than others. But your man doesn't mind the crazy in you, and you don't feel shy to be yourself when you're with them. They make you feel comfortable in your skin without judging you for anything. 12. Compromise is a two-way street in your relationship. Every couple has to make certain compromises in a relationship, but sometimes one partner ends up sacrificing more than the other one. However, when you see the compromises are not coming only from your side, then that is a huge sign. 13. You're the first person they tell good news. It's a little bit of a cliche, but for good reason. If you're the first person they want to tell about their new job, big promotion, or finally scoring tickets to see their fave musician of all time, things are certainly looking like love. 14. You're the person they text as a test when their phone is being weird. Okay, hear me out on this one. You know when you get a new phone and iMessage takes a little while to sync up, or for whatever reason you can't send images or whatever and you need to text a trusted person to test if the issue has been resolved? Yeah, that person is your soulmate. Sorry, I don't make the rules, just facts here. If you're the person getting those, hey, can you let me know if this text comes through normal messages? That's love, baby. 15. They never leave you wondering when, or if, you're going to see them next. Someone who likes you is going to make plans with you, end of story. Someone who loves you is going to make sure they always know exactly when they'll be seeing you next. If they're already planning your next date before they even kiss you goodbye and it seems like all their free time is going straight to you, there's a good chance love is in the air. 16. They're almost always paying attention. While you can't expect them to have a perfect memory, they remember virtually everything. Or at the very least, they remember the super important stuff. And when something big comes up, they make it super clear they're all ears. They put their phone down or pause the movie, with the reason being they care enough to focus on you. You're not an afterthought. 17. They want to learn about your past. Someone who loves you is usually pretty eager to know everything about you, including who you were when you were younger and how you became who you are today. If they're asking a lot of questions about your past, your family, and your background, and remembering the details, that's a pretty good sign they're in love. 18. He respects your opinion. He respects your decision even when you guys have different opinions. He takes into account everything you say, even when he doesn't agree with you. 19. They know when something's wrong without you having to tell them. When the vibes are off and they can tell as soon as you walk in the door, even if you're actively trying to hide it, that's a person who is super in sync with your emotions. Someone who knows something's up with you practically before you do, and who actually cares, is probably someone who loves you. 20. They pick up thoughtful gifts for you. Even if they're not the best gift giver in the world, they buy you socks with corgis on them just because they know you love corgis. Know what I mean? They pay attention to things you mention or at least try to find something you didn't even know you needed. 21. They're emotionally intimate with you. Being physically intimate is one thing, but being vulnerable and sharing intimate details is a whole other, and it could be a sign your SO feels safe with you. These details could be anything from sharing a most embarrassing moment to telling you about their first experience with depression, Bullock says. If they trust you with the parts of them that they hide from other people, you can be sure that they care for you on a deep level. 22. They let you know they're thinking about you. They might not text you, "I love you," but they message you when they hear that song you had stuck in your head the other day or when someone at work used a phrase you hate. Basically, you're always on their mind. And when you're in public, they put their hand around your waist and give it a little squeeze at just the right moments. Even more, Bullock says when someone is in love with you, they'll typically go out of their way to create those sweet moments of intimacy. 23. You catch them staring at you and smiling to themselves. Bullock says that giddy, butterflies in the belly feeling is thanks to the love hormone called oxytocin. When you experience these feelings and hormone surges long enough, real, lasting love can form. And if you've ever witnessed the cuteness of your SO just gazing at you with adoration, it's safe to say they're crazy about you. Now, if you want to be successful in romantic relationships and know more, subscribe to my channel. I made many tutorials for you. I will kiss you, my dear.